Hey Ruby, you're coming to my parents' house for Christmas this year, right?
Hi Cindy, yeah, we're planning to, but...
Great, then you'll handle the house cleaning.
Huh? Why do I have to clean your house?
You want to celebrate Christmas in a clean house, don't you? Come over here right after Christmas vacation starts. And make sure the whole place is spotless. Outside too, of course.
I don't mind helping, but not all of it. I need to clean my own house too.
What are you talking about? You're my brother's wife. Shouldn't you prioritize cleaning our house?
I can't do everything. This is your house with your parents. You should be doing this stuff yourselves.
Hey, do you understand your position? You married into our family. A wife is supposed to serve her family. You can clean your house anytime. Come over for Christmas and make ours shine.
Usually people clean their own house.
You're really cheeky, aren't you? If you don't listen to me, I'll make Tommy divorce you.
Cindy, you have no right to make us divorce just because you're his sister.
Tommy's always been so nice to me ever since I was little. He does whatever I say. If I tell him to get a divorce, he will.
Oh, wow.
I know you're in love with him. You don't want a divorce. So I'll see you at Christmas. Hey, you broke your promise.
What's the matter, Cindy?
You said you'd come to our place for Christmas. You lying bitch.
I was planning to go, but...
It's insane that you won't come to your husband's parents for Christmas. I can't believe it. What are you thinking?
I'm sorry, Cindy. Last week, my mother told me my father wasn't feeling well. So I've been staying at my parents' for a while. I told Tommy about it. Didn't you hear from him?
Yeah, I did. That's why I'm contacting you like this.
So it's because my father's not in good health. I'm an only child and my mother is old.
I'm telling you, your father is fine if your mother is there. It's not a big deal anyway, right? Maybe you just don't want to come to your husband's parents. So you lied. Yeah, that's it, right?
No, it's not. My father's really not well. He's been sick since summer and in the hospital for a while. I was worried. But my parents live far away, so I can't visit often.
But that doesn't mean you have to go all the way home for Christmas. Christmas is for families to get together and celebrate.
Then it shouldn't be strange for me to go home to my parents. They are family too.
Huh? What are you talking about? You married into our family. As a wife, it's your duty to go to your husband's parents. Besides, I was going to ask you to do all the cleaning and stuff.
That's your main goal.
Anyway, come to our place right now.
What? Now? That's impossible. I'd have to take a plane to get there. It's too far away.
Still, you should come. You're part of our family now, you know. If you don't come for Christmas, I'm seriously done with you, okay?
But Tommy said I could go too. But you say no?
He said he really didn't want to. He was appalled that you would go to your father's for Christmas just because he wasn't feeling well. He didn't think you'd actually go.
Did he really? I explained to Tommy that my father's condition wasn't good. I really wanted to visit during summer vacation. But I was detained for days because you told me to clean your place. That's why I couldn't go to my parents.
It is normal to visit your husband's parents during the summer vacation, right? I've never heard of going to a wife's parents. I thought you were coming for Christmas. So I've been waiting without cleaning the house. I didn't think you wouldn't come.
You always do this, pushing me to do more work than I can handle. Will you stop? While Tommy just sits around. I have to do all the cleaning and housework, and I don't like it.
What? You're ungrateful. We let you marry him. And you don't know a wife has to do everything for her husband's family? I'll knock some sense into you. Come quickly. You can fly here in no time. Chop chop.
No, I can't.
Are you talking back to me? If you keep this up, I'll divorce you. Is that okay with you?
My father has an incurable disease. He may not have long to live. So I want to be there for him as much as possible.
Huh? How can I believe that? I reject it. If you're going to lie, at least try harder.
His life expectancy is short.
Really?
About 3 months at most.
3 months?
I just found out recently. My parents didn't want me to worry, so they didn't tell me. So from now on, I will work less and try to be with my father as much as possible.
I see. But illnesses happen to everyone. It can't be helped. We all die someday anyway. If he's not dying soon, you can come now. If you don't come, the cleaning won't get done, so come quickly.
Cindy, what would you do if your father was in the same situation? Wouldn't you put him before anything else?
Don't even think about it. My dad is still young, and I'm still single.
My father doesn't have long to live. I want to spend our last moments together. And it's not like I'm always going home to my parents. You understand my feelings, don't you?
I don't understand at all. You're just using your father's illness to avoid your duties as a wife.
I didn't want to tell you about my father's illness. But if I didn't, you would have told me to come. Why can't you show some sympathy? Do you hate me that much?
Yeah, I hate you. Did you think that I like you? Oh no! You're my brother's wife and you talk back to me. You're really not cute. Ever since I heard that he married an ugly girl like you, I knew we'd never get along.
Well, I'm not going there no matter what you say. The house should be cleaned by the people who live there.
Huh? Are you seriously not coming for Christmas? Are you still calling yourself my brother's wife?
Yes, I am.
If you want to go to your father's so badly, why not after the New Year? You can't go all the way over for Christmas vacation. You're just trying to avoid your duty as a wife.
My place is within driving distance of yours, so I can see you anytime. But my parents live far away, so it's hard to visit unless it's a long holiday. Besides, I don't know when his condition will worsen. I'll go to my parents whenever I can.
Wow, that's really annoying. It's like you don't want to come to our place. I get it perfectly. I'll tell my mom and dad that you don't like our family.
I told you that's not true. Why can't you just see that?
I hope this leads to a divorce. Well, go take care of your dying father. I'll just talk shit about you. If you come over now, I'll forgive you. I'll leave the rest to you.
I understand. Excuse me.
Are you trying to pick a fight with our family? I was going to forgive you if you showed up at our house after New Year's. But you never did. Both Mom and Dad are furious, complaining if you even realize you're their son's wife. If you keep this up, he's going to fall out of love with you. Is that what you want? What kind of a wife puts her parents before her husband's family? It's pretty cheeky, you know. Hey, Ruby, are you ignoring me? Seriously, are you okay with getting divorced? It's disgusting that you won't come for Christmas just because your dad is sick. Hey, ignoring me? Why don't you say something?
I'm sorry. I'm in a rush right now and haven't had time to look at my phone.
Oh, wow. So, that's the attitude of someone who skipped an appointment? Where are you now? I've been waiting for you to come over and apologize.
I'm at my parents'.
Again? Don't you think you've gone too far, no matter how much you want to? You're part of our family. That place is a stranger's now. Hurry up and come to our house with your apologies.
My father passed away last night. So now I am preparing for the funeral. I've told Tommy that I'm going to stay at my parents' for a while. I won't be able to visit your place for the time being.
Huh? He passed away? Isn't it too soon? You said he had 3 months to live.
That's right. But they also said they didn't know when his condition would suddenly change. I was prepared for that, but I still can't believe it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. So, how much inheritance will you get?
Huh? Inheritance? Do you mean my father's inheritance?
Of course. Actually, when you told me he didn't have much time left, I was thinking about asking you, but I held back thinking it wasn't the right time. Now that he's gone, I can ask you, how much?
I don't know. And it has nothing to do with you.
It does matter. It's relevant. Because you and I are family, right? It's only natural that you should share some of it.
What do you mean by share? Are you serious?
I couldn't be more serious. You're not going to tell me you won't share it all, right? Well, I'll never allow you that.
Allow what? You have nothing to do with my father.
Nothing to do with him? What are you talking about? He's my brother's father-in-law. Doesn't that make them relatives in a way?
I don't think they're considered relatives. Even if they were, not all relatives get an inheritance, you know?
Huh? What's that?
Anyway, you're not entitled to any inheritance.
How is that possible? Are you trying to keep it all to yourself? I will much money do you have? Tell me now.
I don't have that much of an inheritance. I have a lot of preparations to make, so if you'll excuse me.
Hey, are you trying to escape? Tell me how much money you have. If you don't tell me, I'll divorce you and him. Get it? I mean it. I'm so surprised. You look like you're poor, but your family was surprisingly rich.
What are you talking about?
You tried to hide it from me, so I looked into it.
Looked into what?
About your father, of course. I hired a detective to look into it.
What? A detective? Did you really want to know that much about my father's legacy?
Of course. Because you wouldn't share his inheritance with me at all.
I can't believe it. You paid a detective to find out?
I can't let you keep the inheritance to yourself, can I? So, detectives are great. He told me your dad was a landowner, owned a company, and your parents' house is big and now worth a lot. You're actually from a wealthy family, aren't you? Graduated from a prestigious girls' school where celebrities go. I didn't expect that from an ugly girl like you.
Please don't look me up without asking. Frankly, I hate that.
Well, hiring a detective is expensive. I couldn't find out the exact amount of the inheritance just by hiring a detective once. So I asked Tommy to help me look into it. And he told me it was as much as $10 million. I was so happy I jumped up and down.
Ah, that's why Tommy was so insistent about it. After my father's funeral, he started talking about wanting to build a house soon. And kept asking how much my inheritance was. He was so insistent. I gave him a rough figure, but I knew you were involved.
Because you wouldn't tell me even if I asked. But I thought maybe you'd tell Tommy. He is your husband, and even if you try to hide it, he will find out when you inherit. I'm sorry that your plan to keep it all to yourself failed.
I wasn't trying to keep it all to myself. You're so obsessed with money. I didn't want to tell you.
You're full of lies. Well, now my family has $10 million. I've already decided what to do with it. So go ahead and inherit the money and pass it to us ASAP.
That's impossible. I never said anything about giving it to you.
Are you worried about your mother? Then don't worry. Sell your parents' house and let her live alone in a small apartment. Living alone in a big house is hard to manage. And if the worst comes to worst, she can just go to a nursing home. That's what my parents and Tommy said.
What are you talking about? I have no intention of selling my parents' house. Or putting my mother in a nursing home.
Oh, but your mother's presence is annoying me.
Why?
Because if your mother is here, we'd have to divide the inheritance.
She is a representative heir, you understand that?
But what would an old woman do with all that money? Let's ask her to give it all to us, saying it's for her grandkids' sake. And after that, she should go to a nursing home.
Of course, that's impossible. Why should I give my inheritance to you? My father's inheritance belongs to me and my mother.
I've told you many times. You married into our family. I'll use the 10 million for a large duplex where I'll live with my family. And I'm going to have you take care of our parents.
I can't do that. No, I can't.
Yes, you can. My parents agree with my plan to use the money for a two-family house. Even your beloved Tommy agrees. He said we can build a nice house with the money, and he's glad to make everybody happy.
I don't want to do that. I won't let you do that.
I see. Then you'll get divorced. Is that okay with you? You don't want that, do you? Because you're in love with Tommy, aren't you?
What makes you think that?
I saw your message thread with Tommy. You seem to love Tommy more than he loves you. Sending messages like, please come home soon and I'll be waiting for you with your favorite food. I laughed. You're so in love with him. You don't want to break up with Tommy, right?
Well, yeah.
Then it's settled. I'm going to use the inheritance for a two-family house. I'll find a nice place for you to live. All you have to do is to pay for it. I'll call you when it's decided. I found the house of my dreams. It's a two-family house by the ocean with a 4-car garage and a swimming pool.
Were you seriously planning to buy a house, Cindy?
Huh? Of course. I'm going to get my inheritance soon.
No, that inheritance is not...
I've already signed the contract. I can't wait to live in my dream mansion.
How much was it?
I think it's about 8 million. I'm keeping the other 2 million to buy whatever I want. For now, I bought a brand bag I've always wanted, my dad a luxury car, my mom a diamond ring, and my brother a cruiser for his fishing. Of course, you don't want any of that, do you?
Wait a minute.
Also, I really wanted to hire a maid, but I didn't want to waste the money, so you'll have to do all the housework. You're my brother's wife, so it's your duty, right? I quit my job, so I'll be able to relax every day. Oh, you're not going to quit your job, are you? You're going to work all the time and earn my allowance.
Are you listening to me? Can you please not decide everything on your own? Also, how did you get a contract on an $8 million house? As I recall, your father was an ordinary office worker, right? Your mother is a housewife. She couldn't have made that kind of contract.
No problem at all. Actually, my dad and the president of the real estate company have been friends since they were students. I insisted that we need to make a contract and managed to make him sign it. You have to make a lot of money to get an $8 million house. But since they're friends, he trusted him. More importantly, we can pay him in a one lump sum.
Doesn't that mean you're going to use our inheritance? It's too selfish. I can't believe it.
Even if you say that, we've already signed the contract, so there's nothing you can do. I have to pay the deposit as well, so hurry up and give me $10 million.
I'm stunned. Have you already signed the contract?
I heard it's a very popular property. If you don't get it soon, someone else will.
I can't believe you're trying to buy an $8 million house when you don't have any money on hand.
So, it won't be a problem since we'll get 10 million immediately. It's your house to begin with, so it doesn't matter. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
No matter what you say, I won't give you my inheritance. Give it up.
Hey, do you know your position? What's your last name? Tell me.
Smith.
Right? You are a member of the Smith family. The inheritance you're going to inherit belongs to the Smith family as well. Do you understand? If you say anything else, I have an idea.
Idea? What is it?
Well, let's see. I'm going to spread an embarrassing rumor about your workplace.
I'm not doing anything embarrassing.
How about a rumor that you're working at a sexy shop to make some extra cash? I'll email your workplace anonymously.
No one would believe such a lie.
Even if they find out it's a lie, rumors will spread to all kinds of people. Oh yeah, it would be interesting to hear that you used to be in a dirty video.
What are you thinking?
If such a bad rumor starts, you'd lose your place in the world.
That's terrible. How could you even think of that?
Because you're not going to give me the inheritance anytime soon. How's that? Do you get it now? I'm serious about this. Tommy will believe me, and if he believes that bad rumor, I'm sure he'll get angry and divorce you. You won't be able to live by yourself if you get dumped by a beloved Tommy.
That's not fair. You're the worst. I haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, I see. Then why don't you just get dumped? Well, if you get dumped, you're too ugly to get remarried. You'll have to live alone for the rest of your life. If you don't like it, give me the money now.
I understand. But please give me some time. I have a lot to prepare.
You finally figured it out. Okay, I'll wait. But I also have a deadline to pay for the house. You have 10 days to bring me the money. Understood?
Yes, I understand. I will contact you again.
Ruby, are you breaking your promise again?
Promise? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb with me. It's my inheritance. When are you going to give me the $10 million? I have a payment to make, so give me my share of the money as soon as possible. Don't you understand your position yet? Is it okay if you can't be in the Smith family anymore?
It's fine.
Huh? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Or rather, I am no longer a Smith.
Huh? Your last name is Smith. You said it yourself the other day.
But it's different now.
Oh, I'm so irritated. I don't have time for your jokes. Tomorrow is the day I'm going to pay for the house. So, hurry up and bring me the money. If you keep this up, I'm going to divorce you.
I'm already divorced.
What? Divorced? Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
Why did you divorce him? You loved Tommy so much.
He's been cheating on me for a long time. I told Tommy I wanted to divorce him yesterday, with enough proof of his affair that I can get alimony from him.
Tommy cheated on you? That's a lie, right?
No, it's not. I mean, you encouraged him to have an affair, right, Cindy? He told me that you said he could marry a better woman. So he tried it. Moreover, he believed your idea that the inheritance your wife received while you were married would be her husband's. He didn't have any doubt about it.
Well, I wanted him to get divorced sooner or later, so it doesn't matter. I wanted him to be with a more beautiful and gorgeous woman than a plain and ugly woman like you. He deserves such women. Besides, once the inheritance belongs to our family, there is no use of you. Oh, poor thing, your husband left you.
My feelings for him have cooled off since I found out about the affair. I'm fine with it.
You're acting tough. You're such a dork. I know you were madly in love with Tommy. Always sending him messages asking if he's okay or to come home sooner. You were so desperate. Poor Ruby. How does it feel to be divorced so easily after being cheated on?
Oh, those messages were an act. Because if he finds out that I suspect he's cheating on me, it'd be difficult to get the evidence. That's why I was acting sweet on purpose so that he wouldn't suspect me. Thanks to that, I was able to gather evidence easily.
Oh well, I really don't care. But bring me the inheritance as soon as possible.
Why do I have to do that? My father's inheritance belongs to me and my mother.
Huh? I've told you many times. You were given this inheritance when you were a member of the Smiths. Of course, the Smith family should get all 10 million.
I'm sorry to tell you, but inheritance is not joint property of a married couple. So, of course, you and your parents do not have the right to inherit it. Also, the money I inherited was put in a place where others cannot withdraw it. No matter how hard you try, you will never be able to spend it.
Huh? What are you doing? That's a lie.
Did you really think that I would give you 10 million?
That's why we signed the contract for the 8 million house.
I thought you were kidding. With a little research, you'll find out that you have no right to inherit.
Wait a minute. Tomorrow is the day we go to the real estate agent and go through the formalities, right? I thought I could get the deposit from you later. So I paid 500,000 yesterday. What are we going to do?
What? You paid 500,000 for a deposit? That's a house worth 8 million. But you've been begging me for my inheritance. How did you come up with 500,000?
I scraped together my dad's severance pay and savings to get it.
Your father quit his job?
His company has been in a slump for a long time. They've started laying off workers. He was going to retire in 2 years, but they asked him if he wanted to retire early. We figured it's okay because we'll get your inheritance soon anyway. And we can sell the house we're living in now. And move into the $8 million house after he quit his job.
Wow. I had no idea about that. The whole family was depending on my inheritance? It's too scary.
So, without the inheritance, we're going to be in trouble from now on. We've already paid the 500,000 deposit. I'll revoke the divorce, but give me my inheritance.
I don't want to do it. I have no money to give to a family of lowlives like yours.
What? Lowlife? What are you talking about? That's not true.
When my father died, not a single member of your family offered a word of condolence. On the contrary, you kept asking how much his inheritance is. And you also said that dying at Christmas time is annoying. Moreover, Tommy didn't show up at the funeral because he thought it was too far away.
There's nothing you can do about that now. What, you want me to apologize?
No, I don't. There is no need to apologize now. But because of that, I decided to divorce Tommy. So, my intention is firm. I will never have anything to do with your family for the rest of my life.
Wait! Then what about the house? We cannot afford 8 million.
None of my business. You signed the contract on your own. Your father is the contractor, isn't he? Then please have him or his family pay for it. I have nothing to do with it.
Don't say you have nothing to do with it. We are family, aren't we?
I'm divorced, so I'm not your family anymore. Also, I have proof of the affair. I'll file a claim for alimony against Tommy.
Wait a minute. Please, I'll tell him to apologize, so forgive us. I'll persuade him to break up with his cheating partner as soon as possible.
How can you say that after encouraging him to have an affair?
Oh, I know. Once we live together in a 2-family house, I'm sure we'll get along well. Why don't we go to the real estate agency together? I'm sure you'll love it once you see the house.
My family is just my father and mother. You are no more than strangers.
That's terrible. You don't want us to be on the streets.
Go to hell, sucker. I don't even want to see your face anymore, scum.
Ruby, please help us. We've already signed the contract, you know. I forced him to sign the contract because he's Dad's acquaintance. I'll be ashamed if I can't pay now.
Don't worry. You're already ashamed of your very existence.
You've been saying whatever you want to say.
Because you're less than a stranger and unimportant. And we'll never see each other again from now on.
Don't say that and help me. I quit my job because I thought I wouldn't have to work anymore. My dad retired too, so we don't have any money. And Tommy earns only $1,500 a month. We can't pay 8 million.
Goodbye.
Ruby, wait. Please don't abandon us.
After that, Tommy rushed to message me, begging to get back together. Of course, I refused. I demanded alimony from him as well as the cheating partner without mercy. Naturally, the $8 million house deal was cancelled. The $500,000 deposit was not returned. Both Tommy and his parents blamed Cindy, saying it was her fault. But the fact remains that all of them were counting on my father's inheritance. They have no right to blame anyone. In the end, Tommy broke up with his lover. The Smiths are now living in a tense and unpleasant atmosphere. I hear both Cindy and her father are having difficulty finding new jobs, and their lives are quite difficult. I don't care because it doesn't matter to me anymore. After my divorce, I got a job at a company near my parents' house and started living with my mother. The house was getting quite old. But thanks to my father's legacy, I was able to renovate it into a comfortable home. I still feel lonely about my father's passing, but I try to think of it as him giving me a chance to leave the ugly Smith family.
Chloe, do you have a minute now? I'd like to talk to you about some things. Huh? What do you want? Lately, only luxury brand clothes have been missing from my room, and I thought it was a bit strange. So I checked it out. I found out that you've been selling my clothes on an online market site without my permission. What's going on? Hey, what an accusation towards your mother-in-law. Do you have any proof that I did that? Of course I do. I checked the address on the site account I found, and it was this house. And when I looked at the items for sale from the account, they were all clothes that were missing from my room. I also saw you taking cardboard boxes to ship them out several times. Why did you do that? What? So you already found out. As expected, even you, an idiot, noticed it, didn't you? No, I noticed that my clothes have clearly decreased. Did you just go ahead and sell my clothes to make some extra money? Yes, but what are you complaining about? I have nothing but complaints. I really can't believe it. If it's your own stuff, it's okay. But stop selling other people's stuff without permission. It's not any different from being a thief. Shut up! It's all your fault that things turned out this way. Huh? What do you mean it's my fault? I don't get it. Because of you, my son Grant recently decreased my allowance. I am unemployed now, and it is a matter of life and death for me to have my son cut my allowance. I was earning my allowance by selling your clothes because you screwed me over. I mean, you got what you deserved. That's absolutely crazy. To begin with, you came to live with us last year out of the blue. We were supposed to take care of you temporarily because you had no income, and yet you don't seem to be looking for a job at all. And to be honest, it's hard to support you when we don't have enough money in the household. That's not true. It is the duty of a son and his wife to support their mother. There is no way that Grant couldn't support me. So the reason we can't afford to make a living is because you, the wife, is wasting money. I only make money by selling the lazy wife's clothes. It's no use trying to get rid of me like that. No, it's true. Even Grant said that our life is really tough while you are around, so we can't increase the allowance any more than it is now. He told me during our discussion that he honestly wants you to leave. Bullshit! That's just you who is talking. There's no way that Grant would say such a thing. It's all true. To be honest, both Grant and I are troubled by your presence. Please, it's time for you to get out of our house or at least get a job and provide for your own living expenses. Huh? Who do you think you are talking to? You are the wife and I am your mother-in-law. Do you understand who is more important? I can't do anything anymore because of your unwanted comments to Grant. So, in the first place, an adult doesn't use an allowance to go play around. We really can't afford to keep paying your living expenses any longer. If you want to play around after retirement, that's fine. But you are still young enough to work. Instead of relying on us, why don't you become independent? I'm not going to be lectured by a freeloader like you. You make fun of people saying they don't have a job, but you're the same. If you're not going to increase my allowance, I'm going to continue to sell your stuff to make money. Hey Mom, I heard you were selling Faith's stuff to make some extra money. That kind of thing really bothers her, so will you please stop it? Huh? What? Are you taking her side by any chance? I'm your mother. You're just taking orders from that mean wife of yours and bullying me because you have no choice, aren't you? You really want to be nice to me, but you can't do it in front of her, can you? Your mother knows exactly what is going on. What are you talking about, Mother? You just can't go and sell someone's personal belongings, right? And I heard they were quite expensive luxury brand clothes. Faith was quite shocked to have her favorite clothes sold behind her back. That's why I apologized on your behalf. To be honest, she would have wanted you to pay for what you sold, but this time she said she would only confiscate the proceeds. So, could you apologize to Faith and give her the proceeds? There's no way that's gonna happen. Ha! Why should I give the money back to that person? Because it wasn't your money to begin with. She says she'll forgive you with just the proceeds, so you should be grateful. Grant, you don't have to listen to that no-good wife of yours. The clothes she bought in the first place were bought with money you earned. The money I got from selling them is also your money, my son's money, and more importantly, his mother's money. More to the point, it was originally my money as well as your mother. Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying. Anyway, I don't have to pay back the money to that no-good wife of yours. You should act on your own, not just obeying her. Grant, you are the head of the family. You have the right to decide everything about the household. That's not right. She's always taking care of me. She's taking care of you? You mean you're the one who takes care of her, right? Anyway, you're living with us, so you're going to have to learn how to behave properly. Otherwise, I'm really going to kick you out. What's wrong with you? Has your wife brainwashed you? Wake up for a minute. I haven't been brainwashed. Don't cause me any more trouble with Faith. We are here now thanks to her hard work. If that no-good wife of yours were gone, everything would be solved, right? Then I'll take over and do something about it. Come on, you're not listening to me at all. Don't do anything to make it worse. Just hurry up and become independent. I'd love to take care of you in your old age, but honestly, we've got our hands full with just our own lives right now. To be honest, it's a pain in the ass for you to stay with us forever. This is a very brainwashed person. Just hold on while your mother saves you. I'd do anything for my dearly beloved son. Oh, God. For God's sake, Mom, you are the one who should wake up and realize the situation. Hey, where are you right now? Where? I'm out right now. What can I do for you? Well, what is this? I see a lot of cardboard boxes. The contents of these cardboard boxes are all your stuff. I'm going to get rid of all these boxes now. If all this stuff is gone, the house will be so much nicer. Huh? Why are you doing that? Because if you leave this house, I won't have to worry about living expenses, right? I'm the only one who will need to be provided for. You're a useless wife who only wants money, so get the hell out of the house. You are getting divorced, you useless wife, a freeloader and someone who doesn't know her place in life. Thank you for packing. It saved me a lot of trouble. What? Packing? Did you mean you were going to move out of the house yourself? Yes, I was. You can take a hint once in a while, can't you? You finally realized that you are a nuisance to our family. Well then, before that, get this garbage together and get out of here. I'm leaving, but you guys better pack your bags. I'm sure you guys will have to leave that house too. Huh? What are you talking about? Of course not. Don't say crazy things just because you're frustrated that you're the only one who's getting kicked out. Are you just a sore loser at the end of the day? How pathetic. It's true. You are such a horrible person. I won't help you if you get into trouble. What? What do you mean? Actually, Grant and I just got divorced yesterday. Divorced from Grant? Seriously? That's great. I knew he would leave you because you were a bad wife, right? It seems like Grant has finally gotten over his wife's brainwashing and is now a sane person. Brainwashing? I don't really know what you're talking about. It's more like I gave up on him and confronted him with the divorce. You're talking big for a bad wife. No, you don't know why I decided to divorce him, do you? What reason is that? The reason is that Grant quit his job 6 months ago. Huh? Grant had quit his job? So you're saying he's unemployed now? Then you are freeloader and Grant is unemployed? So how can you make a living? Don't tell me you are in debt or something. I am not a freeloader. I've been using the money I earned from my novelist job to cover our usual living expenses and so on. Incidentally, I was also paying the allowance and living expenses for you, not Grant. Oh, is that so? You are always at home, so I thought you were a freeloader. Faith, if you're working, why didn't you tell me? I did, but you wouldn't believe me, calling it a lie and saying I was being vain. I'm not a very successful novelist myself, and to be honest, it was hard for me, but I was putting up with you because you were my husband's mother, and I thought it couldn't be helped. But I was running out of patience with that too. Why? Because I found out that Grant was having an affair. Also, I couldn't stand your attitude anymore, so I decided to divorce him. From here on, you'll have to work together as an unemployed parent and child. Wait a minute! My stupid son did a bad thing. From now on, I'll do whatever you say. Just don't ask me to leave. You were telling me to leave just a minute ago. What's wrong with you? You even went to the trouble of packing, didn't you? It seems I'm a distraction to both of you, so I'll leave as you wish. No! It's just that I won't forgive you now just because you've changed your mind. You will not be able to pay the rent without an income, and I'm sure you will be evicted from the house sooner or later. I suggest you to find a job as soon as possible. Hey, please! I apologize for everything I've done, but please come back home. I hate working, so please come back to the house. I can do anything but work, but I'll help you. I won't sell your clothes without your permission anymore. A small allowance is fine. There's no way I can do that. I won't go back because I don't want to see you guys ever again. So take care. Goodbye. Wait! Don't abandon us. I'll tell Grant to be well behaved, so please come back. After that, I had the movers move all of my belongings that Chloe had packed up, and I moved from the house we had been living in to my new home. At that time, Chloe desperately tried to stop me, but I ignored her and left the house. I then demanded money from Chloe for the clothes she had sold without my permission, and alimony from my ex-husband for having an affair. As a result, both my ex-husband and Chloe were in debt, and neither of them had any income. They were unable to pay the rent on the house they were living in and were evicted. Although my ex-husband was able to go to his lover's house, Chloe had nowhere to go since her ex-husband had abandoned her, and she is now living a homeless life. Her parents were furious with her and kicked her out because she had been living a deadbeat life at their home without a job. She is unable to return to her parents' house and lives at bus stops, in parks, and under the bridges. I apologize for the abrupt message. I'm from a finance company, and I'm calling in regards to your father's debt. You're my Mary, right? Are you aware that tomorrow is my father's first memorial anniversary? I think you're mistaken. The name has changed, but the icon is still the gold Bitcoin. About 10 years ago, setting it as your icon was rumored to bring better financial luck, and it became a trend, didn't it? That's why it happens to be the same. It's very common for people to use the same icon. This is not a good time. I'm busy getting ready for tomorrow, okay? It's not okay. I'm not your brother's wife. We need to settle this matter. Well, you just admitted it, didn't you? Huh? My Mary could be my husband's sister, but you said yourself brother's wife. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. You're single, right? If you know that, then you are my Mary after all. That's, financier intuition. Intuition is very important in this business. Then how did you know my number? It's a unique information network. What kind of information network? A lot of shady stuff and whatnot? Anyway, I'm not your Mary. May I continue? But your name is Mike Tramp. It's Trump. My Mary, who loves money, got the idea from watching the election. It's so obvious. I know what my Mary likes. It's my real name. So you're going to go with Tramp to the end. It's not Tramp. Got it? Got it. So what can I do for you, Mr. Self-Proclaimed Financier? You're a co-signer for your father. You're obligated to pay $300,000. Huh? That can't be true. I think you've got the wrong person. Are you trying to evade? There's no way our father owes money. He wouldn't go out of his way to tell his daughter that. There must have been some unavoidable circumstances. Please don't do this. That's impossible. How can you be so sure? My father always told my brother and me that he would work until retirement, and then he and Mom would have enough money for a nursing home, so they wouldn't burden us. He was a very solid man. What? And yet he left no inheritance to his son? I knew it. Is that what my brother told you? Is this my Mary? No. I looked it up through the company's contacts. I've never heard of a financial company looking into the circumstances of an inheritance. It smells fishy. That's a trade secret. It's fishy. Complaining won't change the fact that your father owes us money. You have to pay what you owe. Even if that's true, I don't remember being a co-signer. You probably signed some papers your father asked you to without realizing it. There are many cases like that. My father would never do such a thing. I told you he was a solid man, right? Is that really true? Maybe that's just your ideal image of him, isn't it? Huh? He may have just been hiding it from his family, but the truth is, he may have been spending it on girls. It's also possible that he was a heavy gambler. Can you please stop that? Don't be rude. But you don't have any physical evidence that it's absolutely impossible, do you? That's true, but think about it. This problem is exactly like Schrodinger's cat. You put a cat in a box that has 50% chance of emitting poison gas, and you don't know if the cat is alive an hour later until you open the box, right? I'm surprised you know about this. Until you open the box, you can't say that the cat is alive or dead. In other words, unless we confirm the truth with your father himself, we can't say he's a gambler or not. You can't judge a person by their appearance. That's a philosophical viewpoint that took root later, and it's not the original purpose and idea of the experiment. But it's a long story, so let's cut it short. Huh? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. If you want to understand it properly, look it up yourself. No, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that cats are liquid? Why do you say that? What? That's what you're saying, right? No, it's not. Well, cats do move in a liquid-like manner. There are papers written about it. What? Seriously? Yes. My father's beloved cat, Rain, was actually liquid. No wonder she was sleeping peacefully in a tiny vase. So, if you know about Rain, you're showing your true colors, aren't you? Mary. My Mary? Ah, no. I am not your brother's wife. Why don't you give up now? I'm Mike Tyson. Now you're a professional boxer? I don't get it. It was just a typo. You keep going off on tangents, so I got confused. Why don't you be serious? In the first place, you're doing this with a weak setup, so you're not getting anywhere at all. Your story is full of holes. You are obligated to pay $300,000 as a co-signer. That's wonderful. Do you want to push it? If you don't pay, we'll contact your workplace and garnish your wages. Is that okay? Even so, I don't think I'm obligated to pay. I'm not even a co-signer. If you refuse, we will hire a lawyer and claim damages for refusing to pay. Can you make such a claim based on false information? You could rack up an additional $100,000. What do you think? Scary, isn't it? Yeah, first I'm gonna discuss it with my family. The deadline is 1 week, so please make it as soon as possible. It's been a year since my father died suddenly in an accident, and I've barely gotten over it. It was so insensitive, I didn't even want to get angry. And too ridiculous. The next day, my brother and Mary came to the 1-year memorial service with an unsuspecting face and said, "The lesson of life is to obey lawyers and finance companies without talking." She left with these mysterious words. I was truly dumbfounded. Well, I could have left it alone, but I was curious as to why she was pretending to be a loan company employee and charging me money. So I talked it over with my brother, just like I told her I would. After hearing some interesting things, I decided to deal with her for a while longer. What's the meaning of this? The deadline for payment has long passed. I talked with my family and we decided not to pay. It's already been decided. I'll contact your workplace. Where do you work? Huh? You don't know? It's probably a dirty factory anyway. Give me the phone number. No. You're kidding, right? I wouldn't tell you if I knew you'd harass me. Then I'll tell the neighbors all about it. You don't want the story to spread, do you? Huh? Coercion? The deadbeat father of that house was a scumbag parent who put his family in debt. And if the parent is, then the daughter is. I can't believe you're trying to evade this. What an irredeemable family. Isn't that a bunch of lies? I don't think our neighbors will believe you. I've already gone through the yellow pages and left voicemails with every one of your neighbors. If you keep this up, it's going to spread throughout the area, okay? Huh? Stop it right now. Then, you want to transfer the money? Okay, I'll pay. I'll transfer the money. You should have said so from the beginning, right away. But you haven't shown me any paperwork and I don't trust you. I have all the documents. Take a picture and send it to me right now. It's a huge amount of paperwork and we're running out of time. Well, just scan it and email it to me. We don't have a scanner. Is there such a financial company nowadays? Okay, I understand. Then I'll go to your office to pick it up. What? Come to think of it, I haven't been told the name of the company. May I have the name of the company, address, telephone number, and name of the person in charge? No, it's not a well-known company. Asking for money without telling me the name of the company is like mugging me. That's illegal, isn't it? You're rude. I won't allow you to insult my company. Then tell me the name of the company and the location of the office. We are a very small company, so even if I tell you the name of the company, you won't be able to find the location on a map search on the internet. And it is very far from your house, so it would be difficult for you to come here now. That's why I texted you. The company I work for is quite lenient, and I can take a day off anytime. It doesn't matter if it's far or not. You must be working for a company that is about to go out of business at any moment. Let's put the rude remarks aside for now. Now, where is this place? Please tell me now so I can go there. Unlike you, we deal with a tremendous number of clients every day, so you can't just show up on the spur of the moment. I wouldn't be able to talk to you even if you came. I'll wait for as long as it takes. Tell me the name and location of your company right now. I found a scanner. I'll email it to you. That's very convenient. I'll send you the documents and the account number so you can transfer the money. If you make us wait any longer, we'll take legal action. I hope you're prepared for that. Ah, I finally got a call. I've been waiting for you. Huh? I looked at the documents and I laughed my head off. What's so funny? Did you make this yourself? It's an official document. But it says loan agreement. There's no way that's a typo. It's a typo an elementary school student would make, isn't it? Our company is very busy, so mistakes like this are rare. Sometimes the computer converts them on its own. It's an official document, right? That shouldn't happen. Everyone makes mistakes, right? So you made a mistake with the company name too? Huh? That can't be right. But it doesn't make sense. I'm checking the documents right now, but it's still called the Get Rich Finance Company. That's where I work. Why are you in the same office? What? It's strange that a company that's going out of business and a company with a lot of clients are the same place. Huh? I mean, we don't have any employees called Mike Trump in the first place. Are you a scammer? I see. You want to fess up? You're just trying to get out of this by lying that you're an employee of a finance company. That's not going to happen no matter what you do. Will you admit it whether you want to or not? Did you really think we'd believe you when you talk like that? That's an excuse for someone who is trying to evade payment. I don't care. Okay, so I have no problem having you arrested. What? Trying to swindle me out of my money is attempted fraud. I told you, I'm following proper procedure. Furthermore, fabricating a loan document constitutes forgery of a sealed private document. That was just a typo. It's official. Using the name of our financial company without permission and pretending to be an employee to create those documents constitutes obstruction of business by deception. I'm a legitimate financier. Calling someone's neighbors and telling them lies is defamation. You can't just try to make me believe in all kinds of complicated words. I'm a financial professional after all. Why don't you just give up on this, Mary? I already know, please. Even if I were a fake financier, it doesn't mean I'm your Mary, does it? I have evidence. Like what? When you came to our house for the 1-year anniversary, you turned to Rain and asked, "Are you liquid?" You walked up to Rain. I took a video of it just in case. Oh, you heard that? And you even filmed it? You can't use the excuse that you just happened to read a published paper about it by chance. Oh God, I get it. I admit it. At last, that took forever. You're so stupid, I thought it would work. Seriously? You work for Get Rich Loan? Yes, I have a 5-minute commute. No way! When I googled it on the map app, it said it was about a 3-hour drive from your house. Maybe it's a get-rich-quick scheme? Huh? It seems there is another finance company with the same name. Our company often gets inquiries by mistake. Giving a weird name to the same finance company? Oh God. I don't know what to tell you. Seriously, I screwed up by making a mistake like this. I mean, it was obvious from the beginning. Oh well, it is what it is. Bye. What are you talking about? This is where it gets good. Huh? Why did you try to scam us out of $300,000 in the first place? A whim? Because you had a grand time with your lover using the money you saved up to buy a house from my brother's earnings, right? You spent every penny, didn't you? Oh shit! How do you... I talked to my brother about it after that first text from you, and he immediately checked his bank book and discovered it. You told my husband? That's $300,000. Is it any wonder? I told you I'd talk to my family about it. I thought you meant your mother. What have you done? My brother said he left all the money management to you, and he was sorry that he never noticed it. So, you betrayed my brother? So what? Our savings is our joint property, and I have every right to spend it. That's a given. It's disgusting that you spent my brother's hard-earned money on a lavish affair with a man you cheated on him with. Where is the proof that I cheated on him? You gave it to me yourself. What? The account holder of the account you designated to transfer the money to under the guise of Mike Trump is James Smith. How careless of you. Uh-oh. According to my brother, he was your ex-boyfriend in college. Is it still going on? Well, kind of. I just asked him to lend me his account for a bit, because I'd get busted if it were in my name. It seems like you went after my brother for just the money from the beginning, married him, and behind his back, you've been seeing your ex all this time. I can't allow this. If you'd listened to me earlier, don't just say whatever. It's all just speculation. You brought Mr. Smith home during the day when my brother wasn't around, and the two of you were having a good time. What? Why? I heard that for 8 years of marriage, you told my brother you were infertile, but really, you were just using contraception. How do you know that? On top of that, for the last 2 years, you've been almost completely unintimate, giving some reason for it, like a woman's hormonal disorder or something. That's true! Even though you have a good time with your lover? Because for the past 2 weeks, my brother set up a camera in your home, and we've got perfect video and audio footage. I'm disappointed in my Mary. I misjudged you. Huh? You mean you took spy photos? Isn't that a crime? My brother was just trying to prevent crime. Then, he happened to catch you cheating on him. That was too careless. You think such a convenient lie will work? You're a bitch! You say that when we have proof? My brother worked hard to save money to have a happy life with you, even if he couldn't have children. And you betrayed him and trampled on his heart? That was up to him. He was just dreaming. It's the same with my father. You were talking about debt and all that from before the 1-year anniversary of his death. Didn't you think about how our relatives were mourning? You barged into our grief with your hands in our pockets. You replied to my message with a lickety-split smile, and you seemed unconcerned at the memorial service. My mother was depressed. I couldn't be depressed too. If I got depressed, my mother would fall apart, wouldn't she? The truth is, it was so hard that I wanted to scream and cry. You're so sad, but you're pretending that you're doing the best you can? What a bunch of crap. If you have time to be so gloomy, just give me the money. You're the worst kind of bitch. I beg your pardon? If you want to sue me, come on, anytime. When you get out of jail, we'll settle it. Why am I going to the joint? Don't make assumptions. I just told you. You'll be arrested for attempted fraud, forgery of a SIL document, and obstruction of justice. You said if I came clean, that would be off the table. I never said that. You've got to be kidding me. I don't want to be arrested. I've already filed a damage report. It's too late for that. Huh? That can't be. You're lying, aren't you? By the way, I heard that my brother is planning to charge both you and James Smith with damages and divorce you. Please keep that in mind. Why? Besides being arrested, I have to pay money? That's right. If my husband hadn't lied about not having an inheritance in the first place, none of this would have happened. My brother and I had discussed it and decided that all of my father's inheritance would be used to fund my mother's retirement, so we only have the remainder. What a waste! My brother is a kind man. He's much like my father was. He thinks differently from people like you who only see money. Well then, if that's the case, I'll make a settlement offer. No thanks. I haven't said anything yet. No matter what you say, it won't change the outcome. You'll have to hear my proposal. See, Schrodinger's cat? I don't need to hear what you have to say. The answer is no. Well then. Of course, Mary was arrested on various charges. I claimed damages for defamation and compensation for emotional distress. She was also sued for damages by the Get Rich Loan Company because she had misused their name. I was very sorry for my brother, who was very kind to me, but he divorced as a result. She and her ex-boyfriend, with whom she had been having an affair with, were billed for compensation, including the amount of money they had spent from the savings. The total amount of the payment claimed to her is said to be over $300,000. Mary has been working at night since her release from prison, paying her bills in installments. She lives in a one-room studio apartment with no bathroom and no toilet and doesn't have enough food to eat. She says that her ex-boyfriend, with whom she had a falling out with, is living a similar life. As for Mary, who caused my brother grief and insulted my late father, I think she deserved it. As for me, my brother has returned to my parents' house, so I will live quietly with my family of 3 and my cat Rain while thinking about my father.
Good morning, sis. Do you have time tomorrow? Can you come shopping with me? Let's have dinner as well. Hey, Alex. Good morning. I don't mind, but don't you want to go out with your fiancé, Yvette? Isn't it kind of sad to go shopping with your sister right before your wedding? Come on, who cares? You're back temporarily from overseas for my wedding, and you're flying back the next day of my wedding, so let's have some time together. Yeah, I guess you're right. Nice. Let's meet up at the south gate of A Station at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Sounds good. I knew you were cheating on me, Alex. I knew you were lying when you told me you're having dinner with your sister. Who is this woman? We're having our wedding this weekend. How dare you? I'm gonna make that cheating bitch pay. All taken care of. I landed a pretty good punch. It felt so good to see her knocked out with a nice sound. Hey, Alex. Your flirt is obviously an older woman if you look at her up close. I'm a better woman than that old hag, right? That's why you chose me as your future wife. So I'll still marry you, but you'll have to break up with her today and pay me $10,000 in compensation. And also, I'm gonna keep an eye on you so you won't cheat on me ever again. We will live with my parents so that we can all monitor you. And I'll be managing your money. Alex, you won't have any say in this matter. Got it? Now, let go of that woman and get down on your knees and apologize for cheating on me. Hey, Yvette, where the hell are you? Hey, Alex, where am I now? I won't tell you. I'll tell you when you're ready to apologize. What are you talking about? I saw your text earlier. What on earth did you misunderstand? Huh? What misunderstanding? I clearly caught you cheating with my own eyes. It's too late to be making any excuse now. It was my sister who was with me. I told you about her this morning when I leave the house. Enough with the excuses. Your sister is chubbier with longer hair. She doesn't have short hair with great figure, does she? How can I mistake her for your sister? My sister went on a diet while working overseas. Huh? After she lost some weight, she wanted to have a sporty look, so she cut her hair. What? You know, you must think I'm stupid to believe all that. Huh? No, we talked about this before, remember? When we talked about my sister's life abroad. I get it. It was all a setup to mislead me into thinking you're not cheating. What the? That makes you even more an asshole. It's not like that. Cut the crap already and apologize for cheating on me. I said I'll marry you as long as you get down on your knees, apologize, and accept the conditions I gave you earlier. Beg for forgiveness before I change my mind. I didn't cheat on you. Huh? Are you still saying that? The one who was with me was my sister. It was my sister you mistook for someone else and punched with all your might. Why didn't you ask me first? I mean, my sister and I both look like our dad, so it's easy to see the resemblance in our faces. Especially now that she has lost weight and cut her hair, she looks a lot like me. It should be really easy to tell we're siblings. You should have checked before you suddenly punch her. Whatever, you cheater. You keep making excuses. Do you not want to marry me? So, you're saying that if I'm willing to apologize to you, you'll tell me where you are. Oh, so you're ready to be sorry. Fine. I'll need to take a picture of you on your knees, so I'll tell you. I'm on the train to my parents' house. I'll be there in about 30 minutes. And you're coming as well. We'll talk about moving in with my parents there. So get moving and don't forget to bring the $10,000. Hey, Alex, are you on the way yet? Shut up. Excuse me? I reported what happened to the police. What's wrong with you? Oh well, I guess I'll have to tell your sister on you. I can get her to confirm you're cheating on me. Good evening, sis. I'm Yvette, Alex's fiancé. It's been a year since we met face-to-face a year ago. Anyway, can you believe Alex was cheating on me? He even lied he was seeing you. Don't you think it's terrible to use your sister's name to cheat? Surely, as a woman, you understand how hurt I am, right? He needs to learn a lesson, don't you think? So, can you tell him to apologize and pay me $10,000? Are you there? Why aren't you saying anything? Oh no, are you taking his side? Don't tell me you're taking the side of that bitch. No way. You're not going to cancel your brother's wedding just like that, are you? Thought you'd be smarter since you work overseas. I'm really disappointed. Wait, are you actually teaming up with him to file a police report on me? But he's the one to be blamed here. I just fought off the cheating woman. There would be no point in reporting anything. Just as I expected, Yvette. What the hell were you thinking? My sister can't respond to you because of the concussion she had by being punched by you, so I'm checking her phone for her. Huh? Another lie. I'll answer your question for her. Yes, I did file a report. What? I already told you. Your parents are already informed as well, and there will be no more engagement or wedding. I told them that I have no intention of accepting a settlement. Wait, you're saying that was your sister? Did you think I was bluffing? But... Alex, my mom and dad got mad at me. I'm locked in my room until the police comes. It's not fair. It was just a little misunderstanding. You wouldn't want your fiancé arrested like this, right? I'm sure your sister wouldn't want this for her future sister-in-law either. Alex, do you not want to marry me? I'll forgive your sister for her misleading behavior. So don't do anything crazy like filing a police report. That way you can marry me. My parents will calm down for sure too. Answer me, Alex. Are you really okay with this? If you want to marry me. I don't. Huh? Goodbye. What do you mean? Sis, can we talk? Sure, Alex. I'm fine now. I've recovered from the concussion. The swelling on my cheek is gone. The cut in my mouth is fine now. I'm sorry for worrying you so much. No, I'm the one who needs to apologize. I almost married her without realizing she was such a terrible person. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused. So she... Yeah, I did file a report, as you already know. Even her parents encouraged me filing it. Uh-huh. This could be a harsh punishment for a young woman like her, and I'm sure she's going to have a hard time. But if she doesn't understand the root of the problem and doesn't show any remorse, then it can't be helped. You're right. Now, everything is taken care of, including the cancellation of the engagement. Yvette's parents paid for the monetary damages for the daughter committing an assault, as well as the cancellation fee for the wedding, saying they would eventually collect the money from Yvette. Is that so? They also promised to keep Yvette on a leash so that she won't come see us unannounced, so don't worry. Then, I guess that settles it, right? Yes, I think so. By the way, when are you leaving Japan? Huh? Because of the hospitalization, your company let you stay in Japan a little longer, right? Yes, I'll be in Japan for another week or so. Why don't we get something to eat before you go back? Sounds nice. I want to go too. Can we go to a pub? Sure, but I'll treat you so we can go somewhere more expensive if you want. Maybe someplace fancy, like a French restaurant. I want to have a casual chat with you, so not anywhere too fancy. Alright, then let's go to my favorite place. The snacks as well as the drinks are really good there. Oh, that sounds great. You can count on me. Yep, I'm looking forward to it. A few days later, Yvette's parents called me again to apologize. They said they wanted to let me know about Yvette's situation just for your information. They told me that Yvette had been placed in the care of their strict relatives. They live in an isolated place that could not be reached without a long train and bus rides. Her phone and internet access were taken away as well. In a place where there is almost no entertainment, she is trying to straighten herself out while helping her relatives with their work and paying back money to her parents. Hopefully, this will make her a better person. As for me and my sister, we went to the pub like we promised. That's when my sister said to me, "People can suddenly turn into a completely different person. For self-defense, we should cultivate an eye for people." Hearing that truly enlightening words, I vowed that the next time I meet someone, I will introduce that person to my sister first.
Thanks to you guys, my dress is ruined. I'm definitely gonna make you pay for the dry cleaning. Also, I'm billing you for the travel expenses and hotel fees for dragging me out to this countryside. I cleared my schedule just to come to this stupid funeral. What's wrong with you people? Kicking me out? Seriously? Is it the time to worry about your dress? It's so insane that I can't even believe what happened. It was my dad's funeral today, you know? So what? Coming to a funeral in pure white dress with a tiara? What's going on in your head? And then laughing at us mourning for him? Seriously? Of course you get kicked out. What's wrong with laughing when I'm happy, huh? You're all secretly glad about getting your late father's insurance money, aren't you? You all look like fools pretending to cry. It's time to celebrate now that he's gone. You've got to be kidding me. It was wrong of me to invite you to the funeral just because you were my husband's sister. Please, don't ever get involved with us again. What? Oh, is this some resentment? Excuse me? You're jealous of my beauty because you're plain and unattractive, right? It's a miracle that you could marry my hot brother with your bottom-tier looks. It's not just you. Your whole family is plain and mundane. Even your late father was bottom-tier in looks. Having a glamorous beauty like me at the funeral must have been an honor for your dull and unattractive family. Among the group of gloomy attire, there was a beautiful me in a pure white dress. I think even your late father must have been pleased. He was someone who revered old customs and traditions. He would never be pleased about that. All the relatives were furious with you. We all wanted to peacefully and respectfully send him off. Wait, how old are you? Huh? How's that relevant? Just tell me. 28. 28? What's so funny about that? At that age, not grasping basic societal norms and being embarrassingly jealous? That's so lame. What the heck are you talking about? You're turning 30 this year, right? At your age, you turned up at a funeral dressed like it was a party and burst out laughing. You're the height of rudeness, don't you think? Don't you dare talk back to me, you orc! Listen carefully. It's a miracle that a dull and mundane family like yours got connected with our glamorous clan. The fact that someone like you was chosen by the handsome and highly educated Kai is truly a mystery. Well, it'll probably end in divorce soon. It was just a moment of confusion. Nope, we won't. He was actually appalled by your attire and behavior. He was the one apologizing to all our relatives for your extreme lack of manners on your behalf. Please don't include him in the same insensitive category as you. You will get divorced. No matter what he says, I'll end your marriage. You ordinary people should only serve as compliments to me and live as money-providing slaves. First things first, I'll bill you for my travel expenses and dry cleaning. Also, I'll add compensation for the insult you've directed toward me. Altogether, let's say 20,000. Huh? As the eldest daughter, you're inheriting your late father's estate, right? You should easily afford that much. I decline. Although I'll indeed inherit the estate, it's not like I can access it immediately. Even if I could, I wouldn't waste it on something as trivial as this. Trivial? If you think I'm trivial, what about the lives of you plain-looking people? Less than trash? Oh, wow. Digging your own grave there, huh? You're making no sense. Anyway, you mentioned dry cleaning. But you fell on your own in front of the funeral hall and splashed mud, right? Because you were wearing ridiculously high heels. It's your own fault. Are you jealous of my fabulous high heels? Your dull family even wears dull shoes, you know? That's why I can't stand plain Jane like you. It's about understanding the occasion, you know? Fine. Bark all you want for now. You'll be dumped by Kai soon. The day will come when you cry and apologize for mocking me. That's never gonna happen. Where does your confidence come from? It's just the natural order of things. Plain and ordinary families like yours are destined to be servants to glamorous families. I doubt such destiny exists. Oh, it does. I've never been wrong about anything. Sure. What if you're wrong? Then I'll beg your forgiveness on my knees. You won't take that statement back, will you? Why would I need to take it back? You'll regret this. I'll definitely get back at you. Yeah, right. You're the one who's going to regret it. You'll be sorry for crossing me, you dum-dum. Are you free now? Oh, Kai. Yeah, I have time. How's everything on your end? Not really going well. I just wanted to let you know I can't come back yet. Elodie's stubborn, huh? Well, considering her attitude at the funeral, I guess it's not surprising. Your relatives are still mad, right? I'm really sorry for putting you through all this. No, Kai, it's not your fault. They're still pretty upset, which is understandable. I told them that you rushed to your family's place to voice our protest. They're saying you're the only reasonable one among that airheaded family. I see. But it seems impossible to get Elodie to apologize directly. Even my parents are siding with her. No way. I didn't think your parents were that unreasonable. I only met them a few times, but I didn't get that impression. You know, we aren't blood-related siblings, right? She's my stepdad's daughter. He's always doted on her and never scolded her. Mom can't stand up to him. He's saying that attending the funeral alone was already commendable in the first place. So, criticizing the attire is incredibly narrow-minded. Apart from me, everyone else is defending her.
That's rough. She did come for the funeral from far away, but it wasn't like she was forced. Just attending makes it respectable? That's not what funerals are about, right?
Yeah, that's right. She apparently came not to pay respect to your dad, but just to try on the dress.
That pure white dress?
Yeah, I can't forgive her for ruining the funeral with such an intention. I told her to apologize to the family and the deceased. Then, she started saying absurd things like she'll think about it if I get divorced or pay compensation.
She wants to break us up. She thinks that my unattractive family doesn't match up to someone as handsome as you. She said we should become servants to her after the divorce.
Geez, that's so nasty.
If we don't divorce, she said she'll beg for forgiveness on her knees.
Well then, she's definitely doing that. I'm not divorcing you, that's for sure.
I'm not worried about that. By the way, I'm curious about her dress.
What about it?
This is just my guess, but... Hey there, Plain Jane! Get over to this location right now. LOD? This is... Is it the wedding hall? Exactly! It's my wedding day! Your wedding? That's pretty sudden, isn't it? Yeah, but you can make it, right? I bet you ordinary folks have nothing better to do. I'm gathered with relatives to remember my dad. Oh, that's perfect. Bring all your unattractive people to my wedding. The more of them there are, the more the beautiful bride and groom stand out. But we can't make it. Everyone's saying it's too sudden. What's so funny? Once you hear this, you'll want to come. Kai isn't there, right? Right. He couldn't make it due to some unavoidable work matters. What about it? That's a lie. What? He's coming to my wedding as the groom. Groom? But aren't you guys siblings? That's absurd. We aren't blood related, so we can get married. A gorgeous couple is born. I'm more suitable for him than a plain Jane like you. But he wouldn't agree to something like that. There must be some mistake. You idiot! He obviously agrees with me. He was fooled by you, so I snapped him out of it. Then, he fell in love with me this time. What a sinful woman I am. Firstly, he's my husband. He can't just marry someone else. He's going to divorce you. From now on, you'll be my servant in my house. No, that's not true. You'll soon be dumped. And the day is coming when you cry and apologize for mocking me. Remember when I said that? See? It's happening! I can't believe this. Are you too shocked to accept it? But once you see the wedding, you'll have to, right? I'm inviting all you ordinary people, so come right away! Okay, got it. There are 10 of us here, and we'll head over there now. You're surprisingly cooperative now. It's good to gracefully accept defeat, you know. When you get here, kneel and apologize to me. And then, pay me 20,000. No, 50,000 including the overdue charges. If what you say is true and Kai leaves me, then I'll do that. But if you're wrong, then you'll kneel and pay me, right? Of course! I'll kneel or do whatever. Well, that's absolutely never gonna happen, though. What the heck is going on? Kai won't marry me. And what the heck were you guys wearing? It's mourning clothes. I know! I'm asking what the heck you were thinking. You wore a pure white dress at my dad's funeral. That was a wedding dress, right? So we dressed to match your standards. Only you and your parents were dressed up and stood out so much. What's the meaning of all this? Kai even changed into a gloomy-looking suit from a tux. On top of it all, security guards barged in with you guys and stopped the wedding. I was dumbfounded. They came in because the hall was being used without permission. To get me and Kai divorced, you threatened your acquaintance who worked there and snuck in. I can't believe that you tried to marry your brother, even though you guys aren't blood related. It's way out of line and almost laughable. Don't you realize it's crazy to think it would work out? But I can't stand to think that he's taken by a plain Jane like you. Even about your dad's funeral, he didn't take my side. He wouldn't listen to me when I told him to divorce you. So I had no choice but to take him by force. He seemed enthusiastic about it until midway through. That was just an act. He just played along with you to make you pay for your sins. What sins? I haven't done anything wrong. Sure, your behavior at my dad's funeral was inappropriate, but it's not enough to report you to the authorities. But now, there's a clear charge of illegal entry into the venue. Look who's talking! You're acting so high and mighty after deceiving me. Kai's in on it too. This is awful. He took the toughest role for me. He agreed to do it because he felt responsible for the trouble you caused at the funeral. This scheme has been in progress for 3 months now. What do you mean? The pure white dress and extravagant tiara you wore at my dad's funeral, that was a wedding dress, right? It was a simple design compared to traditional dresses. But these days, many people opt for less poofy ones at weddings. Even if the design is unorthodox, anyone familiar with fabrics would know. How would you know that? I'm a designer. I'm an expert when it comes to fabric and style, so don't underestimate me. What? A plain face like yours? A designer? That can't be true. Only in your dreams. I don't know what you're confused with, but face doesn't matter for being a designer. I'm not a model, you know. Wait, isn't a model and a designer the same thing? What? Models walking in shows wear the clothes they designed, don't they? So only beautiful people can become designers. Well, most designers wear the clothes they designed and come out at the end of a fashion show. Generally, designers and models are different. Appearance doesn't matter to be a designer. Really? I didn't know that. I'm dumbfounded by your ignorance so much that I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, you've been oddly money hungry since my dad's funeral. You were collecting money for a wedding, right? But because I didn't give it to you, you took over the venue today and went ahead with an illegal guerrilla wedding. Considering the dress incident and your desire for money, I knew you planned to marry soon. But I never expected it to turn out like this. It's a surprise. You figured out my plans? Then why go through this complicated way? You should have stopped me sooner. The ceremony was botched midway, and now the hall is demanding compensation. They threatened to file charges against me if the full payment wasn't made. Even Kai told me not to talk to him again and blocked me on the phone. It's your fault. You and your entire dull family. Take responsibility. No, you should be the one to kneel and apologize. You promised to do so, right? I brought my dad's portrait. Kneel in front of it and apologize. What? Absolutely not. I refuse. You will kneel. I went through all this trouble, bringing the entire family here. Don't you understand why? What do you mean? I want to enjoy watching you distraught. You simply getting arrested would have been fine, but it would not have been enough for the furious relatives. The more you suffer, the happier they will be, and Dad will rest easier now. Why are you doing this? I said I'd get back at you, didn't I? Fine, I'll kneel, so give Kai back. He isn't yours. He's a stranger to you now. He's my brother, and he's supposed to be my husband. All of us, including Kai, will disassociate from you from now on. So, goodbye. She knelt before my relatives and Dad's portrait and apologized. She promised never to get involved with us again. However, the compensation for using the venue is a different matter. They sued her and demanded a hefty sum. She couldn't afford it and pleaded with her parents. The sheer amount and the seriousness of the situation pushed the limit of her normally kind father, and he finally exploded in anger. Her mother too couldn't keep quiet this time, and they both ended up giving cold shoulders to her. She's currently working day and night, struggling even to the point of losing weight to pay off the hefty debt.
Hi, Andrew. Some guy just asked me out.
Oh, again?
Yeah. I'm tired of saying no to guys all the time. It's annoying.
Sarah, I'll tell you what. Guys get nervous when they ask girls out, so you shouldn't talk like that. We've been close friends since childhood, but you should choose your words more carefully, even with me, when you're talking about girl and guy stuff.
I know, but you're the only one I can talk to like this.
But
so many guys have told me that they liked me. I know I broke their hearts. I feel bad for saying no. I feel so terrible.
So, who asked you out this time?
Oh, do you know Jake?
The quarterback from the football team?
Yes, he asked me out before our graduation ceremony. Apparently, he was mentally prepared for me to say no. I was a bit surprised. I never thought that a younger guy would ask me out on a date.
If I'm not mistaken, Jake is one of the top 3 most popular guys in school.
Really?
I have a friend who's on the baseball team. I heard the guys from the football and baseball teams sometimes go to parties together. A lot of girls approach Jake. Even the football coach knows. The girls went to watch him practice every day until the day he quit the club.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I guess the girls are attracted to him. I had no idea he was that popular.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I'm not involved with any clubs, so I don't know what goes on after school.
Hold on a sec. Doesn't he have a girlfriend?
What? Does he? Seriously, I don't know who's dating who anymore.
Sorry, I gotta get going. Mommy's calling from downstairs.
Okay, thanks for listening. Andrew, another guy asked me out again.
Who is the guy this time?
This guy is Luke. I met him on campus. We are in the same club.
Of course, I said no to him. But you've told me similar stuff a dozen or more times over the years.
Really? Jeez.
I'm not sure if I should believe the stories anymore. Can you please just stop telling me that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't sound real, does it? Since I enrolled at university, even more guys have been asking me out. I've been open about having a boyfriend. They should know I'm in a relationship. But I guess they don't get that. Sigh.
Can I ask you something? Why do you have to tell me all of this? I moved out of town, right? I don't know anybody you meet or hang out with anymore.
Well, as you know, you're the only one I can talk to like this. I just need you to listen. I wish I could have gone to the same university with you.
Oh well.
I know. You're so smart. I wasn't smart enough to get into your university.
Some of our high school classmates got into your university, right? Do you still hang out with them?
Sometimes.
I only have one classmate on campus that went to our high school.
Who's that?
Maggie.
What? Maggie with the glasses? In our senior year? Oh, she was smart indeed. I didn't know you guys went to the same university.
Sorry, I gotta go. My lecture is starting.
Okay, bye. Hi, Andrew.
Let me guess. Someone new asked you out again.
How did you know?
'Cause 70% of your messages are about guys asking you out, and you telling them no. And I thought it was about time you'd send me another message.
You're too funny.
So, whose heart did you break this time?
My boss at work. I told him I'm doing a long-distance relationship with someone.
You know what? Since you got that job, 6 or 7 guys have asked you out, right? You've been working for the company for just 1 year. I don't think this really happened. I'm so sick of hearing crap from you.
I guess so. Trust me, I'm getting really tired of saying no all the time. Andrew.
What?
Can I come visit you sometime?
Why?
'Cause I only get to see you when you come back home to visit. It would be a fun surprise to wait for you in front of your condo.
You wouldn't be able to come in, 'cause we have a security guard in the lobby.
Yes, I know. I have to let you know when I want to go see you, and book a hotel.
I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of spare time lately.
Oh, you really are busy. It's not cheap to go visit you. So I have to make sure you'll be available. I understand you have your own life now, but I want to talk with you in person.
That reminds me,
What?
I'm going home this weekend.
Are you serious? You usually don't come home this time of year. Is everything okay?
I have a surprise for my parents. I'm getting married.
What? Are you joking?
No, I'm serious.
Oh my god, what a surprise.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Hey Andrew, have you arrived yet? I've got takeout for lunch. We'll eat and talk about our future. I'm so looking forward to seeing you. I can't wait. My parents are excited too. Hey Andrew, is everything okay? I stopped by our parents' house, but nobody was there. I checked on the airline app and your flight was on time. I'm worried because my message hasn't been read. Text me when you read this. Andrew, is everything okay? What the hell? Why didn't you come visit today? It's terrible. You stood me up.
What? I didn't stand you up.
Andrew! You finally texted me back.
My bad. My phone was acting up all day. I had it on silent mode and literally I just read your messages. By the way, I'm confused. You said I'd stood you up. What is that about?
Oh my god. Of course. It's about our marriage. I waited for you at home all day. I ordered some starters and pizza for us. My family and I finished it without you.
Hold on. I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't stand you up. And why did I have to go to your house?
Huh? What do you mean? As I said, we were waiting for you. I didn't hear from you until just now. And now you're talking nonsense.
What the hell are you talking about?
This is terrible. If you keep talking like this, I won't marry you.
Huh?
How about that? Surprised? If you come by right now and apologize to me, I will forgive you. And I want you to tell my parents that we're engaged.
Where should I start? Okay. I'm marrying...
I know. You're marrying me, right?
No. I'm going to marry Maggie.
Huh?
What?
Maggie. Miss Four Eyes from senior year.
Yes, our high school classmate, Maggie.
Wait a minute. We've been in a relationship for a long time.
Huh? You and I?
That's right. We've been good friends since childhood. We're like family and we're meant to be husband and wife in the future.
I don't get it. This is crazy.
Listen to me.
I'll tell you something, and I'll be completely honest with you. By the time we graduated from high school, I knew that you lied to me.
I didn't lie to you.
You used to tell me all the time who asked you out. Remember?
Oh.
I'm not sure if you recall this, but you told me Jake had asked you out.
Did I say that?
I was already dating Maggie when you told me that.
No way. Seriously? That's terrible.
I'm not finished. Listen to me. You might have guessed by their last name that they are siblings. Jake, the quarterback, is Maggie's little brother.
What?
Your story about Jake sounded fishy, so I asked him if he had asked you out on a date. Asked him if he was still with his girlfriend. Now, you can imagine what his response was, can't you? He said he'd never asked you out. He said he doesn't even know you. I'm not always clued in, but I eventually realized I have to take your stories with a grain of salt. You used to tell me the same exact stories every few months. You still bother me with these stories. I feel like, here she goes again. I have to tell you, you really turned me off. I don't know how to deal with you, especially since Jake told me about your lies.
I have a question for you. Why did you even ask me who asked me out then? You were jealous, right?
Oh my god. It's because I knew you'd start asking me. Who do you think it was? Are you curious about the guy? You really want to know who it was, right? Unless I asked you first. And you never stopped messaging me. I wanted to finish it quickly, so I asked you first. That's it.
That's mean.
Mean? Really? I told you to stop lying, right? I told you I'm sick and tired of hearing your crap. You always hear what you want to hear. In general, you don't seem to understand what I actually say. For the last few years, I've been really tired of dealing with you. Let me ask you this. Who am I to you? What do you think of me? You're my high school classmate and childhood friend. That's it. You're a jerk. What the hell? What? Another thing is that you should apologize to Maggie. Why? I heard a bunch of stories from Maggie and her friends. They were all about when you were in the same class with her. What did you hear? Apparently, you were mean to Maggie. Was I? When you heard we were in the same after-school program, you told her to stay away from me. Don't hang around him. Don't even think of him as a friend, Miss Four Eyes. Why did you say such things? You were not my girlfriend or anything. That's because... First of all, we were in the same after-school program by chance. I joined after she signed up for it. Well, the other day, Maggie's best friend told me the ridiculous story. Which activity I signed up for was none of your business. Neither was who I hung out with. I felt sorry for Maggie when I heard the story. I think you're being a bit dramatic. I couldn't stand her. She was getting too close to my boyfriend. I've never been your boyfriend. Andrew, we are besties and we are meant to be life partners. We grew up together, for sure, but you're not the love of my life. What? Seriously? Andrew? Come on, I've had enough. Are you kidding me? I had a crush on Maggie, not you. She's the woman I want to marry, not you. I didn't choose you. Do you understand? Oh my God. You know, I think we should stop contacting each other for a while. No! By the way, my parents are moving out of town sometime soon. My dad is getting transferred at work. I don't think I'll be back here much. That makes me sad. Sarah, take care. Andrew. Please don't leave me. I'm not sure where Sarah's idea of childhood friends being the perfect match for each other came from. When I think about her having those feelings for me for so long, I feel sorry for her. But she'd been lying constantly just to get my attention. She misinterpreted everything I said. What is worse was the way she treated Maggie. It was absolutely unacceptable. Recently, a friend of mine told me that Sarah started looking for her future partner. She started telling people that she was engaged to her manager, who has a wife and kid. The company fired her right away for what she did. Now she sits at home complaining that she doesn't know how to start a relationship.
Hello, Grace.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
There's something we need to talk about.
What is that? Oh, by the way, thank you for showing me around this neighborhood before. Everybody seems so friendly. I hope I didn't make any bad impression on them. Or did I? Tell me what's going on.
No worries. Well, actually, I have a favor. Your daughter often plays in my yard.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. She loves to play outside these days. But there's no big park nearby, you know? So I hope you don't mind about it. You have a big yard and our kids are in the same class too. I'm sure they are happy to play together.
Actually, I can let you do that from now on.
Oh, come on. It's just kids. I'm sure your kid needs a playmate.
I am a professional gardener, and I spend a lot of time and money on my garden. But your daughter picked my precious flowers. On top of that, she digs my flowers and put her toys on the ground. My garden is so much in a mess now. Also, every year at this time of year, we decorate a Christmas tree in my yard. My kids put a lot of effort to decorate the tree, and your kid destroyed it. My kids are so upset about it, crying every day.
Oh, really? I think it's because we don't have a Christmas tree. She just wanted to touch it? I mean, why do you have to be so harsh on my kid? My little girl loves flowers. So, it's all natural that she wants to touch them. And the Christmas tree too. It's natural for a girl to be interested in something beautiful, isn't it? Also, you put it in your yard. I think it's unreasonable to say that kids shouldn't have an interest in it.
I don't understand what you're saying.
I mean exactly what I said.
Do you think it's okay to come into someone's yard and ruin their flowers just because you want to touch them? Digging up my flowers and destroying my Christmas tree is not playing, you know? It's vandalism.
Well, it's what kids do. You can't blame my kid.
Why don't you stop your kid?
If you think so, why don't you stop my kid before it all happened?
I've warned her many times, but sometimes it happens when it's not on my watch. Also, I don't have free time to keep an eye all the time.
I see. Then, we cannot do anything about it. If you don't want your yard touched so badly, why do you put something precious outside? You cannot just blame it on my kid too. Some wild animals might make a mess too, you know? Why don't you put a lock on it so people cannot get in without permission? It's just a garden, Grace. You are wrong for complaining.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, I didn't know you cannot have a decent conversation as an adult. Our yard is our property, and it's not a public playground. If you keep this up, you're going to end up in other people's yard and tearing them up too.
Excuse me? I'm not a bored housewife like you, Marina. I'm a working mom. I don't have time for this. I know a housewife like you have plenty of time. If you don't want my kid to come into your house, you should do something about it.
I know you only work part-time. I think a housewife is much busier than you.
Wow, are you trying to pick a fight with me?
No, it's just a simple prediction that a person who can even pay attention to their kid probably can do their job very well. Am I right?
I take responsibility for my work.
A person like you complains about the way the younger ones work and they think they are the best at what they do.
Not me.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm just saying, generally speaking.
Whatever. You're an adult. You should be responsible and take care of your own yard problems. I mean, it's a housewife's job to protect the house, right? You can even take care of your own yard. So, it's ridiculous for you to talk shit about me.
Jesus, it's really quite horrifying how an immature person raised a kid. I'm horrified.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Anyway, indeed, our yard was cruelly destroyed. And once I confirm the damage to the property, I'll ask you to pay for it. You're right. Adults should take responsibility for their actions.
Are you threatening me? I'm not going to pay for something that a child broke.
We'll see. Hello, Grace.
You again? Did something happen to your stupid yard again? I don't have time for this kind of talk.
No, luckily it's not my house this time.
What?
Today, someone went into Nancy's yard, 2 doors down from our house.
What? Are you saying that my kid did that? Were you stalking my kid? So creepy.
Just shut your mouth and listen to me, asshole.
Excuse me? Don't you dare talk to me like that. I won't forgive you.
It's you who won't be forgiven.
Nancy told me everything. Your kid has smashed every single vegetable in her garden. So what? I don't care. You're going to complain about every single thing my kid did? I wonder if this neighborhood is full of bored people. Do you know that Nancy sells her organic vegetables? I don't know and I don't care. Oh honey, she's very angry. She said you neglected a duty to supervise your kid, and she will get a lawyer to make you pay for the damages. I guess she has a right to be upset. Your kid smashed a vegetable that she had grown for a long time. What? Damages? What a greedy old lady she is, trying to get money out of me by overreacting. Do you know that your kid is with the police right now? What? The police? Why my child? Nancy's son just happened to be home and caught your daughter red-handed. Her son? Is that the creepy bald dude? What a creepy dude is stalking my daughter. He should be in jail. I mean, go and get my kid now. You're not busy, right? I'm busy with my work. Why do I have to do that for an asshole like you? As a parent, you have to take responsibility for what your daughter did. It's not my fault, so why should I take responsibility? It's your fault then, because you kept an eye on my daughter and didn't stop her, right? The fact that you're seriously saying that to me right now is freaking me out. You're insane. I guess you have no common sense at all. Or, I mean, you're just too dumb to have common sense. Whatever! You should bring my kid back. You're responsible for this. Unbelievable. This is why I hate talking to people with rotten brains. Oh, and Nancy and the police asked me if I knew anything about your family. I showed them our conversation from the other day. I told them that no matter how many times I told you about your daughter, you didn't seem to be cared. Why are you causing me so much trouble? Why are you trying to put all the responsibilities on me? Go and get my kid now. It's your responsibility and I'm not doing it. Marina, what did you do? How's your kid? Since you didn't go, the police called my husband, so he picked her up. Oh, that's good. If the parent didn't show up, your daughter won't be able to go home. No, nothing is good about it. Why didn't you tell me about Nancy's son? What are you talking about? He's the president of my husband's company. You knew and you hid it from me. You're such an asshole. Oh, I didn't know that. I knew that her son was the president of the company, but I didn't know that your husband worked there. What a coincidence. I guess it's true that the world is smaller than you think. I heard that you ran into him at the police station. Oh yeah? Stop acting like you don't care. Of course I don't care. It's none of my business. My husband was supposed to get a big promotion next year. How are you going to take responsibility? You've ruined my husband's reputation. Because of you, the future of our family is ruined. Please, that's enough. How many times have I warned you? Instead of paying attention to your kid, you just let it go. On top of that, you blame me. My husband is pissed at me saying I don't discipline our kid. You're going to have to pay for it, and it's not going to end well for you. You deserve it, asshole. Who the hell do you think you are? Do you understand whose fault is this? If you want me to answer those questions, I'd say I'm just a stranger and it's all your fault. Because of dumb parents like you, school teachers are having a hard time teaching kids, and annoying kids are playing loudly in public places. What? That's none of my business. It's the children's job to play. Children feel uncomfortable because of narrow-minded adults like you. Listen to me, bitch. It's fine to let your kids play freely, but all kids should have manners and common sense. You are a parent. You are supposed to be a good example to your kid. You can use your work as excuses, but at least teach your kid properly so they don't cause trouble for others. Since then, I didn't receive any reply from Grace. However, I guess she and her kid learned their lesson. The kid never came into other people's yards. I still haven't received a proper apology from her, but her husband and her daughter came to our house to make an apology. He offered to pay for the gardening and the Christmas tree. I hope her daughter takes her father as a good example and becomes a well-mannered adult.
Kate, is that story for real? It's so funny! Helen, what story? I don't understand why you suddenly text me laughing so hard. It could only be one thing, right? I was a little surprised to hear about what you've been up to. Is it true you're dating Toby? Oh, yeah. It's been about a year and a half now. So, it's true! I'm surprised that it's been going on longer than I thought. What's up with Toby? He's my ex-boyfriend, right? Yeah, that was 5 or 6 years ago when we were in college. Oh, you knew about him. I thought you had forgotten about him. How can you date your friend's ex-boyfriend? I'm amused by your brazenness going out with other people's ex. Don't talk like that. It's just that I started dating someone who happened to be my friend's ex. Even you once dated the ex-boyfriend of someone we know. Oh, I did? Let's not talk about it anyway, since it's not going anywhere. It won't do either of us any good. Ah, okay. So? Huh? You seemed pretty surprised when you found out I was going out with Toby. Was it important enough to text me? Because, it's that Toby. That? I've seen his parents' house. His parents' house? It's a one-story house, very shabby. Oh, that place. So, you've seen it? You're so brave not to break up after seeing it. Not only have I seen it, I've been there a few times. I mean, that's not Toby's parents' house. It's a rental place that Toby rents. Oh, he's renting it? You mean he's renting it to live in alone? Yeah, that's right. I see. Living alone usually means renting an apartment. But since his hobby is bodybuilding, he looked for a place where he could do it without worrying about the noise of dropping the weights, and that's where he ended up. He chose a place that is just outside of downtown so that he can reach his goal of 10,000 steps a day, so the rent is not much different from renting an apartment downtown. He's next to me right now and just told me that. I guess he's still a musclehead, huh? So you're with him now. We're on a date. Oh my, I'm sorry to have disturbed you. No, it's okay. I'm fine. Since Toby lives in a shabby house, he probably wouldn't take you anywhere worthwhile on a date anyway. It wouldn't matter if we were in college, but it's tough to go on a date at the park as an adult, isn't it? Oh, me too. I have a date with my boyfriend now. He's a hot guy who is nothing compared to a low-level guy like Toby. We are going out to dinner tonight at a fancy restaurant with a great view. Wow, that's great. See you later. Hey, Kate. Are you seriously gonna continue going out with Toby? What? Why? A man with no future like that. His salary isn't that much, right? Well, it's fine if I continue to work as before. I like working too. I guess I never really cared. What? It's so sad that you can't be a housewife. You're so insistent about liking to work. Compared to that, my boyfriend is a handsome, hot man with an annual income of $200,000. I remember your dream was to marry into wealth. That's right. I'll tell you now, that's the reason why Toby and I broke up. Is that so? let's go back to what we talked about today. Toby is poor, right? I went out with him in college because he had good grades and I was hoping he'd be a good earner. But after job hunting, he got a job offer from a small company. I realized that people who are born poor will always be poor. You know what? I work for the same company as Toby. The situation is very different between a man who has to provide for a woman and a woman who has to be supported, isn't it? I don't think it's always like that. Yeah, but from what I heard today, he's still living in that shabby house even after he got a job, right? I broke up with him because he has no future in that sense. I wouldn't want to use that dump even if it were a warehouse. It was a good decision to break up with him. Money isn't everything. Toby likes that house too. That's why he's been living there all these years. Besides, I'm in a relationship with Toby because I'm attracted to his personality. Well, that's okay. The happiest thing for a woman is to marry a high achiever and become a housewife. You've given up on that and now your life is all over. I wouldn't stop working even if I married someone with money. I'm not trying to put down stay-at-home housewives, but women who like to work, it's not so strange. Yes, you're a sore loser. Bye-bye then.
Kate, is this a good time?
Yeah, sure.
We're planning to go look for a place to rent together.
Yes?
If we are gonna do that, why don't we just buy a house?
Huh? Buying a house? I wonder if that's a good idea.
According to the boss, after we get married, we'll be assigned to departments that require business trips but no transfers. Even if we have to move, if we own a house, we can rent it out and make some income.
Yeah, well, I think it's understandable.
But?
I'm not worried about moving or anything. I'm talking about the premise of it in the first place.
Huh?
I'm sorry if this offends you, but it's important, so I'll say it.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say whatever you want.
Thank you. Well, to be honest, neither of us have the best paying jobs. Of course, it's enough to get by, but when it comes to buying a house, I think it would be better to save up for a down payment at least.
Oh.
Huh? I'm sorry, did I offend you? But I have to be clear about this.
I'm sorry. I'm not angry. I spoke in the wrong order.
Oh, what?
I already have the money to buy the house.
Oh, really?
It's spread out over several accounts, and there's about $3 million in total, so I can pay in cash in one lump sum from that.
3.
What?
Oh, I was so surprised I hit enter too soon.
You're careless.
Which one of us is careless? I've never heard of anyone having such a tremendous amount of money before. What kind of money is it? It's not a lottery ticket, is it? It's so much money, I can't believe it, and my heart is pounding.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna tell you about it one of these days, but I thought it was a funny way to start.
I see. You are trying to talk about it.
I'm sorry I startled you. But it's a long story, and I don't think I can tell it all in one text. So, I'll just give you the gist of it.
Okay, tell me.
Well, let's see. The reason I have the money to buy the house is my grandfather on my mother's side suddenly saw I had talent or something. When I was a college student, he gifted me some of his assets and real estate while he was alive. I started investing it, and it seemed to suit me. It became fun, and I did a lot of things with it. I found myself with $3 million. Wow, you must really have a talent. I was surprised too. I made a promise to my grandfather about this. Never talk about money with anyone unless you really trust them. Keep your job. Maintain a standard of living that allows you to make ends meet within your paycheck. Do not touch the money you have in your portfolio except in case of an emergency. I'm still following those rules. I see. You seem like a laid-back, relaxed, muscle-bound guy, so it's surprising that you have such a talent. I have an image of someone with talent in asset management as someone who wears glasses, a suit, and has parted hair. Am I being dissed or praised? I'm just saying what I think of you. If anything, I'm complimenting you, you know? I like the relaxed Toby more than the stiff-looking guy. Thanks. Oh, I'm still managing my assets. After marriage, I'm planning to invest within a reasonable range, and I was gonna share the information with you. I don't know much about asset management, so I'll probably leave it all up to you. If an amateur like me got involved, I'm afraid I'd end up losing the assets that you have created. The main purpose of this is to let you know that we have a reserve for emergencies. I just need you to know that I'm doing this. You're very similar to me in a financial sense. You're very prudent with your money and have good common sense. I thought you would be one of the people my grandfather would trust. That's why I decided to tell you. Well, thank you. I'm glad you did. Well, I'll explain it to you again next weekend when I have all the proper documents. And then we'll talk about the new place. Okay, I got it.
Hey! What is it with you, Kate? Give me a proper explanation.
What? What are you talking about?
Of course, it's the house! The house! There was a beautiful house that looked like a designer property built near my friend's apartment. Toby went inside. What's going on? Is everything okay?
What?
I can't believe you bought a house with Toby's cheap monthly salary. Kate, aren't you being pushed around by the musclehead? Are you okay?
Well, we are thinking about the future, so we are fine financially. We are thinking about things as a couple. You don't need to worry about us.
Is that so? Well, never mind. See ya! Toby, long time no see. Hi, this is Helen.
What is it now? I have no reason to talk to you.
Don't say that. We are friends, aren't we?
What the hell are you talking about when you say we are friends? When I was in college, you mistook the house I rented to live alone in for my parents' house and left me. At least we are not the kind of friends who put heart marks at the end of words. I think you've got a wrong guy.
No, I don't. I'm not mistaking you for someone else. I'm talking to you. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I was so blind. I'm so sick of it. The boyfriend I was dating was in debt. I thought he made $200,000 a year, but he said the sum of his parents and his own debts was $200,000.
So?
You know what? I've broken up with that worthless guy. I want to get back together with you. Aren't you happy?
What?
You built a house, didn't you? Your wealthy grandfather built it for you, didn't he?
What? Why would he do that?
You don't have to pretend anymore. I did some premarital research on you. And then it seems that your grandfather was a wealthy man. You yourself are a man of small means, but you're in a position to get your grandfather's inheritance eventually, right? You have about 3 million in savings.
Do you know how long it's been since we broke up?
You lived in a rundown house, even though you were a rich kid. Of course, I would misunderstand. If I had known you had $3 million in savings, I never would have broken up with you. Well, now that that's settled, I'll marry you right now. Toby, I heard you were very sad when I broke up with you. You still love me, don't you?
Huh?
I'm in front of your new house. I brought the marriage certificate.
I'm already married.
What?
You know, I've been dating Kate for a long time, right?
But I'm a better woman than her. You couldn't forget me, could you? You were very depressed after you were rejected by me, right?
I was depressed because you made fun of the house I liked and rented and called me poor. I hated myself for dating a woman like that. Do you know what the difference in values is?
Huh?
Kate and I have very similar values. Even if we have money, we don't spend it recklessly. Rather, I don't understand your nerve to spend as much as you have. You can't be happy being married to someone who thinks exactly the opposite of you. In the first place, I'm not gonna use my money to pay for the debt you incurred.
What? How do you know about my debt?
I knew it.
Huh? What do you mean, I knew it?
I heard from Kate that you were spending money carelessly, so I'm sorry I just said that to trick you.
Huh?
It seems like I hit a nerve, huh? When I was a college student, I had a relationship with you without knowing it. It's a complete dark history for me. Marrying you would be a joke.
Kate, I'm sorry. Toby will live with me. From today onwards, Toby's wife is me and you're out.
What?
I moved my stuff into Toby's new house. He was so rude to me yesterday, saying all kinds of things to me like he was rejecting me. But when I went there to give it one last try to be his new wife, I saw a sign in the living room that said, "Welcome!" Expensive wine and fine cheese and my favorite hors d'oeuvres. I guess he couldn't forget how attractive I am. Well, it's true that I'm a better woman than you are.
Helen?
He was expecting my arrival and had a surprise for me. It was Toby's fault that the door was locked, so I had no choice but to break the window and enter through the backyard. Oh, I'm so loved. I'm sorry for you, but he's mine. So sorry.
Toby and I are preparing dinner at our new house right now.
What? What are you talking about? There's no one at home.
Where are you?
Where? A 2-story white house near the market.
That's not our house.
What?
Oh, I see. You saw Toby go in there before, so you must have misunderstood, right?
Misunderstood? Huh? What do you mean? Isn't this Toby's house?
He went there because he knew the owner of the house.
What?
He was just there to help out when he moved in.
Then this welcome...
Oh, by the way, he's moving in with his new wife today.
Oh, shit!
What?
Someone just came home!
It seems there was a big commotion at the wrong house after that. Of course there would be. The owner of the house was so excited to come home with his wife, who was going to live with him from that day, only to find a woman he didn't know. Toby quickly contacted him to avoid any unnecessary trouble. The vintage wine for his wife was already drunk and empty. Helen, who was trespassing, was taken into custody by the police. She was taken away crying. Later, they charged Helen $3,000 for the wine and the broken window. This is how her parents found out about the $30,000 debt she had. She is now employed by a civil engineering company as a live-in employee and getting counseling while paying back her debts. The other day, she contacted me in tears, so I blocked her and refused to receive her calls and said bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.